Many thanks for choosing us. We begin with the vetting committee of the New Patriotic Party, which will later this morning test the sustainability of presidential hopefuls who have submitted bids to lead the party in the 2024 general elections, with Alan Chairman, Vice President Dr. Bawumia and Kwadwo Poku as first to appear before the Professor Michael Quay-led committee. 10 individuals have since filed their nomination forms to vie for the position. Take a listen to the gentleman hoping to be president. Right, we'll be bringing you those sound bites shortly, but Director of Elections with the NPP, Evans Nemakon, says the process leading up to the Delegates Congress in November will be fair. Let's cross over and speak with our man, Samuel Mbura, who is monitoring events there for us. Mbura, all the candidates appeared, and has the vetting committee started their work? Hello.
Asha, the committee is about to begin the work. 3 aspirants are supposed to appear before it. The first person on the list is the former Trade and Industry Minister, Alan Kwadwo Chairman, whom we know is going for his 4th time. So after him will be Kwadwo Poku, an energy consultant or expert. And then the last person for the day will be the Vice President, Dr. Bawumia. So these are the 3 aspirants that are expected to appear before the vetting committee today. That is being chaired by the former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Mike Aaron Okwe. So 3 people are expected to be vetted today, and they have started with the first aspirant.
What are the issues likely to pop up during this vetting by the committee?
So mostly they consider your contributions to the party, as indicated in the earlier submission of the file when they pick the nomination. So they should be expecting that aspirants who are appearing for the vetting committee are of good standing. They have been able to support the party in different ways and are really card-bearing members of the party. And there are other requirements that may not be privy to the media, but for now, this is what we know. You need to be a full card-bearing member of the party. You should be in good standing, and you should have contributed to the development of the party in many ways.
All right, so we know that the first to appear will be Alan Chairman. You've seen him around already?
Yeah, he has arrived and he's currently before the vetting committee. Just some 15 minutes ago, the chairman of the vetting committee, Professor Mike Aaron Okwe, arrived, and he's currently with the team. So as we speak now, the vetting is supposed to begin, and then but we don't know the exact time they'll be ending this vetting, because it is going to be a longer process. But someone like Alan Chairman, whom we know has been in the process or has gone through the process before going for his 4th time, we do not expect that it will take a longer time for the vetting to take place. But what I can say is that all is set and the vetting has begun.
It's our man monitoring this for us. Definitely, we'll be bringing you more from this vetting of NPP presidential hopeful. We're told today that Alan Chairman, Dr. Bawumia and Kwadwo Poku are to appear before that committee. So we'll be bringing you more on that. Away from the NPP, the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, will from this week begin paying independent power producers as agreed in a new payment offer reached on Friday. According to the Managing Director of ECG, Samuel Jubik Mahama, the accounts will be credited once the IPPs have fulfilled their part of the deal. There's more in this News Desk report.
In late May, the IPPs rejected a government proposal to restructure almost $2 billion in arrears owed them by the state as part of efforts to implement a $3 billion loan deal from the International Monetary Fund aimed at addressing the economic crisis. The power producers, who have a 50% market share of electricity generation, threatened to shut down their plant by June 30 should their demand for 30% interim payment of their debt is not received.
Well, definitely, if there is no remedial action, I cannot guarantee light from 30th of June.
Managing Director of the ECG, Samuel Dubik Mahama, leading negotiations with the IPPs at the time, indicated that a deal will be reached.
We've had very, very productive discussions and they would not go off, with all confidence. I would say ignore, because we do owe them. So I would say ignore, but what I'll say is that the conversations are far advanced to avert something like this. And so I can say with all confidence that it won't come to that.
But days later, it turned out that the IPPs hadn't been engaged. Ediklim Apatogbo is CEO of the IPPs chamber.
No, we've not had any negotiation in that regard. None of the IPPs has been engaged in any conversation or discussion regarding that proposal.
The IPP's chamber then set in motion series of actions, including a directive to members to switch off plants from July 1 to July 8, triggering another round of meetings with ECG and the other stakeholders. The minority, in their bid to calm situations, called a press conference to appeal to the IPPs to back down.
And so I want to make a passionate appeal and plead with the independent power producers to give government and the nation some more time.
The government was able to convince the IPPs to abort the shutdown while reaching a new agreement. Under the new agreement, the power producers received an interim payment offer with the understanding that government and the Electricity Company of Ghana will use the grace period to work towards a permanent resolution of the debt issue.
So we've agreed on numbers across board for everybody, and everybody knows what they have to do and get back to us by the middle of the week. And when they do that, whatever needs to be credited to them will be credited to them immediately.
The IPPs, however, indicated that if this outcome is not reached, they will be left with no choice than to revert to their earlier decision to shut down without any further notice.
The director of the Wager Leprosarium, Reverend Father Andrew Campbell, is calling for more support for people living with leprosy across the country. According to him, such persons are helpless and live in penury. He was making the appeal at the inauguration of the Lepers Aid Board and Council of Co-workers and Friends of Father Campbell Foundation. Listen.
Father Campbell says he was inspired by Mother Teresa to embark on the project by supporting the vulnerable in the society. But he says the demands on him have become a normal, such that he needs his friends and associates to help him put smiles on the faces of the vulnerable in the Ghanaian society.
Very, very happy moment, because over the years here in Ghana, I'm over 52.5 years in Ghana, and every year I seem to get more and more people coming to me for help. The street children, the lepers in the different settlements all over the country, and more people are coming, and I cannot do it all on my own. I need help. And that's why when I was reading about Mother Teresa forming this friends and co-workers of Mother Teresa, I said, yes, that's what I need to do, is to have friends and co-workers of Father Campbell coming together and be able to help, because the poor people today, many of them go to bed hungry. The poor people, they cannot afford a lawyer. Like one of my friends, a very poor person, he said to me, Father, he said, for the poor there's no justice. I cannot afford a lawyer. I cannot. So he was discouraged, you know, in this. And then when you see the prices of medication, you know, one person here in the Leprosarium, she had 2 clots in the lung. I'm paying 950 cedis a month just for medication, just for one person.
He further called for support to enable him meet the demands that come with catering for the lepers.
So we must help them. Those of us who are well, those of us who are strong, those of us who have something, we must share it with others. When God has given all of us gifts, so we can easily share it with others. It might be just something small or something big, whatever it might be, you know, because Mother Teresa was asked once, well, what you're doing is like a drop of water in the ocean. And Mother Teresa says, the ocean is better off for that drop of water. Every Christmas we have a concert, so we'll be organizing our concert, and to get more and more people to come and donate and let people know what is happening, because many people don't even know a time that Wager Leprosarium exists. They don't know. They don't know that every year over 250 new cases of leprosy in Ghana. They don't know that. They don't know these things. So we will be able to help them and be able to let people know. And letting them know when they know this, touch their hands and touch their heart and touch their pocket.
There were pledges and other donations at the launch. Former Auditor General Daniel Yao Domelovo graced the launch. Richard Kwejenyako, Joy News, Weja Leposarium, Accra.
Let's stay a bit longer on care for persons living with leprosy in Ghana and how widespread the condition is at the moment, as well as general care for the socially excluded. Director of the Weja Leprosarium, Reverend Father Andrew Campbell, has joined me in the studio right now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Always a pleasure to see
Thank
you.
you.
And let me congratulate you for the Lifetime Achievement Award, the Joy News Impact Makers Award. How does that make you feel?
That people are recognizing what I am doing, and more people want to help, because many people don't know of the situation in Ghana.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not just Weja we're helping, we're also helping Ho, the settlement in Ho. There's a settlement in Nkanchina, that's up in the Oti Riverside there.
Yes.
Also Kokofu, and also in Wa. We've got over 700 cases in the different villages up in Wa.
Okay.
And then down in Cape Coast, Anchorfoot. So we've been helping all of those. And about twice a year, the District Common Fund, they give me money to buy food and medical care, medicines and the rest. So we go on a tour and we go around to all these various settlements and bring them the food items and the medicines and the rest.
Okay. So tell me more about the Impact Makers Award. I mean, and what has changed since June 23 when you were handed that award?
When I received that award, I felt so elated. I said, now people are recognizing what I am doing, and that more people will come on board and say, look, that's why I've started the Friends of Father Campbell, friends and co-workers of Father Campbell.
Yeah.
So that, and the idea came to me because my patron is Mother Teresa of Calcutta.
Okay.
I've always looked to her as an example, as a model. So she had this group called Friends of and Co-workers of Mother Teresa. Okay. So the idea came to me, well, I can do the same here.
Yeah.
And get people, you know, involved, form an organization that we all come together, let's say once a year for a meeting or once a year for a concert, and they can give so much maybe every month. Because, you know, bills, you know, hospital bills and medical care is skyrocketed in the past year.
Yeah.
And I have to pay a lot of money. This year alone, I would have paid over 100,000 cedis, you know, for people who have been sick, people who have been hospitalized and paid such and such. So this group, you know, will help me, you know, to raise money and to be able to pay these bills and the rest. Because we've got one little girl who's our little princess.
Okay.
She came from Wa, and she had leprosy. We don't know how she got it.
Oh, goodness.
We don't know. And they're just full of sores. One day they saw the age, maybe around 2-ish, just full of sores, and they realized she had leprosy. Took her to the hospital. And nobody in the family has leprosy.
Wow.
But the grandfather wanted to take her out of the hospital and perform rituals. Okay. And you know what that means. He wouldn't come back. The mother ran away.
Yeah.
So the child was left abandoned.
At the hospital.
So the child is only learning how to even talk now at the age of 4.
Goodness.
So we took her. We didn't want to abandon. She's such a beautiful little girl. But she stepped on hot coals. And when you have leprosy, you know, the nerves are affected such and such. So she didn't feel it. So the bones got infected. The bones on the left foot. And it went right through the bones. So now she had 2 amputations on the left leg, below, just at the knee. You know, this morning we sent her to the orthopedic training center in Enswam to get something done for that left leg to see if we can help her in some way. So all that, you know, the cost in the hospital, the cost of medication, the cost, where do I get that money from?
That's a lot
because
of money.
The government gives a LEAP fund, they give 30 CDs a month, which is 1 CD a day.
Wow.
I can't live on that.
Yeah.
And they can't live on it either. They can't live on that. That's why I need support. I need the help from people of goodwill.
Let's talk generally about the situation of people living with leprosy and the things you've spoken about, this little girl, and all the others, the things that you're doing to cater for them at your facility.
So, I tell the people in Wage you're blessed because people come to visit us or celebrate their birthday or anniversary. They come and give us food. And whatever food we have left over, we take care of those at Waja, and then the food, we send it to the other settlements. So the other settlements are not as blessed as regards visitors, as regards benefactors. I don't know how they exist, because they send word to us. At times they send word, Father, we're hungry. Father, we're hungry. Or we need help. Can you help somebody get into hospital and maybe has an amputation to be done or something? So they are suffering. They are suffering. There are a lot of problems in the different settlements in Ho. The problems there with the sewage and the rest. In Encanchina, there's a lot to be done in all of these places. So we're trying to, get some help to see what we can do to help these people so that they don't suffer so much.
What has been the most pressing need for you, and how do you think we can take care of these needs in a sustainable way?
Money for food and for medical care.
Okay.
The main problem we have, is the stigma.
Okay.
That is the main problem we have. People are still afraid, of going near these people. Like this little girl, she's only 4 years old. She just had her birthday last week. Somebody was carrying her in Waja, and a nurse from the hospital said, "Are you not afraid you'll get leprosy?
Goodness.
You're not afraid." And then they look at me and they say, "I've been involved with lepers since 1974." And then they also look at the vice president who took them, all the lepers from Wage, he brought them to his house. And the house warmer, he had a party and he served every one of them with his wife.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of amazed, you don't get leprosy.
Yeah.
You're not afraid of touching them or hugging them.
Yeah.
So thanks to Joy. Joy, you've done a fantastic job. I've known Joy for many years, many years. And you've brought across, you've educated people, which we want, we want to educate people. They don't know. Some of them are ignorant. They're ignorant, they don't know. They don't know. Like when I went first to Christ the King Church, some woman said, "I hope Father Campbell doesn't bring those dirty people here."
Oh, no.
So I had to talk. The following Sunday, I got up on the pulpit and said, "Look, they're not dirty people, they're God's children."
Yeah.
And I educated them, and I won them over. And I was able to bring the lepers anytime to Christ the King Church.
Yeah.
And they accepted them and they supported them in every way. I'm so grateful to Christ the King for all the support, financial support, always backing me in all the activities I did for them. So the stigma is the first thing. And then the food and the medical care.
Yeah.
How can you live on a CD a day? How can you? And then you want someone to do farming, they haven't got fingers.
Yeah. It's going to be difficult to do that.
How do you manage to, but they still try.
Yeah.
There's one woman, she just has her hands like, and she has a farm in Waja. She's grown beautiful corn.
Wow.
See the corn she's grown in a little corner of Waja.
That's interesting.
I admire her, what she's done with the hands that she has.
Wow.
So we want to help them so that they're not felt as second-class citizens or third class, you're a leper, don't you? We want to get rid of that stigma, because formerly, going back to 1970s and 80s, in the hospitals, it was awful. It was awful how they were stigmatized in the hospital.
Yeah.
But now, when we bring them to, let's say, the Ridge Hospital, we had 4 there recently, 4 people on admission. And the staff were fantastic. They took care of them. They weren't afraid to go near them. They made them feel at home.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful to the Ridge Hospital for the love and care they've shown to these people.
Yeah, talking about the Ridge Hospital, tell me about the support generally from the public. How has it been so far?
When I wanted support for this little girl, I put it on my WhatsApp, my social, and people were wonderful. They really wanted to help her. They saw they saw photographs of me with her, and I told them what had happened. People really responded and really helped me. So now there's people regularly sending in something on my Momo account and supporting me in that way. So once the people know, you know, there's a genuine need and the money is being used, and I give them accounts, send them photographs such as, they respond. Ghanaians are good. They're very good at supporting needy people, needy children, needy people with leprosy. They're very, very good. And I'm so grateful, you know, to them for the support which they give. Once you're genuine and they know you're transparent, they will give and support you.
You're talking about food and health.
Health, yes.
I mean, these two very important in keeping the persons with leprosy, giving them all the need that the care that they need. How can people support this cause?
We support the cause, you know, we have a bank account with Cal Bank. And then through my Momo, people send money through my Momo. Because I need support. I tell you, you know, that I have this Father Campbell Foundation, Father Campbell Foundation, and we're taking care of the lepers and street children and others. Now, what we want to do at Wager, we want to start a sports center and an event center. And we need help. This is where I need help. We have the land, and with the sports center and an Astra turf pitch, you know, and some tennis and others, and also event center for occasions like funerals and weddings and the rest. And with the money that we get from this, I'll be able to help all these people. All these people, not just the lepers, but also the street children I'm involved in. You know, we'll be able to help them. So I'm looking for a sponsor. I'm asking God to send me somebody to say, Father, I'll take care of it. Because I brought, last Friday, my architect and engineers, they were out at Wager looking at the land to see what could be done. So I'm asking the Lord to send me somebody that will say, Father, I'll take care of the sports center. I'll take care of the event center. I will do all of that. So Lord, please send me somebody.
God will definitely answer your prayers.
Be able to assist me, because that's my vision. You know, I'm always getting visions. I'm 77 years of age, and the Lord is still giving me visions. And you know, what should be done? A lot has to be done. And I'm happy that yesterday was a happy day, very happy day. And the night at Labadi Beach, it was even a happier day. You know, we all came together to support. I was so happy. So I need help for this center, for the sports center. I need help for the event center. So we'll be able to collect money. So the money we get from hiring out, you know, because Ghanaians, they love playing football. Even now at the moment, they're using part of my field. About 50, 60 go there every week and they play football there. So I know once I start there, that will bring money. And then I'll be able to pay for, not just for Wager, because I want Wager to be like a rehabilitation home, a home where they'll feel happy. You see, they're ostracized, they're marginalized, they're looked down upon. But I want them to come to Wager and feel happy. I'll give an example. There's one man there called Thomas. Thomas came over a year ago. One morning at 6 o'clock, he came to my door. I'm from up by Sinyani. Father, can I stay here? He was blind, he was a cured leper. So I said, yes, you can stay. I said, what's the problem? He said, I'm staying with my family, but they don't mind me. I have a room in the family house. Sometimes they give me food, sometimes they give me water, other times they don't. They don't mind me. They don't mind me. So I've decided to come. After spending about a month or 2 months with us, he came and said to me, Father, now I feel human. Isn't that awful? Now I feel human. Is this how we treat people like this? Or the woman that was in Enswam, she didn't live in the main house. The family wouldn't allow her. She lived in a shed at the back of the garden. Can you imagine? You're putting your mother, somebody in a shed.
Really
and one day she was lying down on the bed and a big cobra came all over her. And she was lying in the bed. She was scared.
Really?
So she came to me and we took her in and looked after her. You know, we have to stop that. Stop stigmatizing them. Stop, you know, let's love them. And that's what I want Wager to be, a rehabilitation home. We'll have a rehabilitation center there for them. Those who need prostheses, those who need, fittings and rest. We want to help them to make life easier.
To make life easier. So if you want to support, if you're touched this morning and you want to support, this is the bank account. Is at Carl Bank. The name is Lepers Aid Committee, and the account number is 14000017797787. And there's also a Momo number, which is 0243326643. Name is Andrew Campbell. And if you want to offer any help in terms of material things, the office number is 0556906660. We'll be putting that on our screens so that you would be able to support. I mean, no amount is too small. The bank account again is at Carl Bank. Name of account Lepers Aid Committee. Account number 140000179787, and then the Momo number is 0243326643. The number to support with anything, food, drinks, water, is 0556906660. No amount is too small to support this good cause. So you inaugurated the Lepers Aid Board.
Oh, the Lepers Aid Board,
okay,
yes.
Let's talk about that. What change is that supposed to
bring? Now we'll
bring?
have a board to look up to help us with making our decisions and helping us to plan activities, for the lepers in the whole country. We'll be able to do all of that. So yesterday we inaugurated that board. Okay. And I'm looking forward now to working with that board to help us. The various people on the board, they've all got experience. Yeah. They'll be able to advise me. Okay. What should be done, how do we go about this, how do we do that, and to go to various people for their advice and various activities that have to be organized. So I'm quite confident that the board will do a lot for us to help us in our direction, help us in our planning, help us in our programs, help us in our projects, all of that.
So are there future projects? I'm happy you talked about the football, the park, where you want it to be upgraded so we can try and get some money from there to support the lepers. Are there future projects you want to embark on to help in, catering for these socially excluded
in Wager, we also are going to build a kitchen. And the Lions Club, Omega Lions Club, the new Lions Club, they're going to build a kitchen because I want to make sure that they have one hot meal a day. Okay. One hot meal a day. We'll cook that hot meal a day and give it to them. So they're going to build a kitchen. I renovated a small building for my 77th birthday, which was in March. And I converted it into a mosque. Because when we were building a wall around the leprosy, we had to go through an old mosque, very small mosque. But this one I wanted to build a nice big one. So we have a nice mosque which they use every day. So we have a mosque for their prayer. Now I want another one, a small chapel for the Christians. So that's also on the drawing board. So this is concerning Wager. And then we're also building some shops on the front and on the side. And these shops we'll be renting out, again, to bring in some money to help us in that. So we're practically finished the shops now, which we'll be renting out to people. Okay. So all of these, plans. And then as well as that, for the street children, the Minister for Education called me recently once, talked about the education. All these, about 100,000 kids are on the streets in Accra. Yeah. I mean, it's awful. Yep. And I've been deeply involved with the street children at Christ the King when I was there. So we plan to build a facility in Accra, Mother Teresa, a soup kitchen, and to be able to help these kids and see how we can go forward. So that's what we plan to do. So these are all visions. The Lord has given them to me, and I'm 77 years. I say, Lord, I'm on retirement. But the Lord wants me. When I was sick in hospital at the UGMC, and I was practically gone, you know, I had a blood pressure of a dead person, but God brought me back to life. Yes. And when I was lying on the bed with all the drips machines, God spoke to me, and He said, "You haven't finished your work. Go and help the poor." And I was going on retirement. Goodness. So I said, "Fine." I said, I won't go and retire. Let me continue my work." So I haven't finished. So God has told me, "You haven't finished. Go and help the poor," and that's what I want to do.
That's what you want to do. God bless you for your kind gesture.
Thank you.
God will continue to bless you. And of course, for all these projects, you may want to support. And like I said, no amount is too small. So let me mention the account number again. It's at Carl Bank. It's Lepers Aid Committee. The number is 140001779787. It will just be popping up on your screens if you want to support. There's also a Momo number, 0243326643. The name is Andrew Campbell. And if you want to support with food, drinks, water, you can also call the office. Is 0556906660. No amount is too small to support this good cause.
They're always welcome to come to Wager.
Definitely.
Just to come and see us, and we show them around and see what we're doing, and to meet the people.
Yeah.
To meet people, come and spend time and celebrate their birthdays or their anniversaries, and it's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful to see them, you know, like the soup kitchen for the joy. It was fantastic.
Yes,
that was a wonderful day, you know.
Wonderful
day, you know.
They were so happy.
You know, they made them the happiest. Let me give you one instance. Last 2 years, I brought all the residents of Wager. I brought them to West Hill Mall.
Oh, wow.
We went into ShopRite.
Oh, wow.
We went around, we brought them up and down the escalator.
Oh, my goodness.
I hadn't seen an escalator before. So instead of going up, they were coming down. Instead of going down, they were going up. And they were so happy.
They will be
and then
happy.
they saw a lift. What's this? What's this?
They haven't seen that before.
So they went into it.
And they,
and they were screaming.
Yeah.
So then we went to KFC.
More of that.
I arranged with KFC. KFC gave us donated food for the whole lot, chips and rice and chicken. So from there we went over to Bujo Beach.
Hey, that
and we had a fantastic time.
I can imagine.
And one woman took off everything and went into the water. She didn't care. Another woman took off her leg, her artificial leg, and put her, and she sat out in the water and and they looked. The happiness, I will never forget. Money can't buy that.
No
money,
way.
Money cannot buy that.
No
but that's a memory I will treasure till I die.
True.
To see the happy faces, the joy on their faces, and to see them in that day, that it was wonderful. This is what, when you give, this comes back to you. You want to be happy, help somebody, you know, make somebody happy, and it'll come back to you, and you'll be happy.
That's true.
So that's why I want to touch people's lives, to make them happy.
God bless you, Father Campbell. God bless you for this good cause. And we pray that a lot of people will support this good cause. Thank you so much.
You very much.
And the name again, your Ghana name is what? Nilante. So that was Reverend Father Andrew Nilante Campbell. Thank you so much for coming through. Now to other stories. Stakeholders in Ghana's educational sector are worried about the condition of service for teachers. They're asking the government to do more to better the lives of teachers, especially those in riverine communities. General Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, Thomas Musa, and Executive Director of the Institute for Education Studies, Dr. Peter Anti, rated teachers' conditions of service at 30% and 10% respectively. They spoke on the AM show.
Given the scale, I'm sure we should be around somewhere 3. We've not gotten anywhere. We should be around somewhere 3.
What would explain the figure of 3? 3 out of 10 is a fail grade, so why 3?
Certainly, we should be around somewhere 3. Look, most of the things that the teacher will need to deliver, it's not there. When you employ a staff, the employer has 3 main duties. You employ a competent staff, number 1. You provide the competent staff with all the tools, the equipment that the competent staff needs to deliver. Then the last one is supervision. But here we are. The kind of tools, the equipment that must be provided, they are not there. The kind of compensation that must be given to the teacher, those things are not there. Teachers travel, into very difficult areas. Some of them lose their lives, among other things.
I was going to give them 1 out of 10, but the secretary said 3, so maybe I would reconsider that and say 2%. 2 out of 10. And the reason is simple. I've never been a fan of the teaching profession, how it is treated in Ghana. Although I love to teach, I'm a teacher. I've been a teacher all my life. And this is because the way teachers are treated in this country, it's an eyesore. It's not a profession that if you don't have the kind of heart and the commitment to venture in, you would. And that is why every now and then, a lot of people enter, they find something more profitable doing, and then they leave. Okay, so the profession has never been, in the way that we treat it in this country, have never been the kind of profession that one would be proud of entering into. And if that is the case, I don't think anybody would want to rate the current status of the Ghanaian teacher above 30%. I don't think so. I don't think so. It's something that we have to sit down and have a very passionate and objective discussion about what kind of education do we want to provide our children? What do we need to put in place to ensure that this kind of education is delivered? In terms of the teacher quality, what are the things that needs to be given to the teacher so that the teacher will be able to deliver as we expect him to deliver? When we are able to put these things in place and the teacher is not delivering, then we can come out and talk about some of the things that are happening in terms of student performance and all those things. But as it stands now, there is nothing that we are giving the teacher that is so motivating enough to ensure that the teacher comes out wholeheartedly to deliver whatever mandate that is going to do.
Sierra Leone's Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion is urging citizens to guard against post-electoral violence, which could take the country back to its dark days of war. Incumbent President Julius Maada Bio's re-election is being met with violent clashes by the opposition parties, which claim the elections were not free and fair. Some international observer groups, including the European Union, have questioned the transparency of the polls. Speaking on Africa Connect, Hawa Saleh, Executive Secretary for Sierra Leone's Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion, urged all aggrieved factions to use legal processes in raising their protest.
Calling as well up in our districts to ensure that it's peaceful. It's been very peaceful so far. Right. So we believe that Sierra Leoneans do not want to go back in those days where we're coming from. And for the opposition, we've been talking to them, ensuring that even if they're not satisfied with the result, that they should use alternative redress mechanism, which is the court, and they could file in a lawsuit, which the Commission of the Electoral reminded them that they have 7 days to do that. After announcing the result, that they were not happy with
I get that. We're hard pressed for time. So just deal with these two issues for me in a minute. First off, what's the expectation from the president who's just winning his re-election bid? Have you spoken to him to at least bring on board the opposition parties so we can have calm? And also, the European Union, as you agree, is a critical stakeholder. You cannot do away with the potential sanctions that may come if indeed they're saying your election was not transparent. So how do you intend to deal with these multifaceted issues while you maintain peace in Sierra Leone?
Firstly, they said this was their first report and they'll be doing their full detailed report in 3 months. So we would wait for the full report in 3 months. We'll review it and we would definitely look at the recommendations, which will be critical, and see how, as per our mandate, we'll work with other institutions to ensure that we work on the most critical recommendations that will be. Our democracy have grown over the years, and we'll see far more improvements from last election to this elections. And this is the 5th elections we're having from since the Rebel War. ended, and I'm sure we'll continue to grow with our democracy and the process itself. In terms of the president has just made his first speech, and in his first speech, he's asked that the opposition party come on board for development. So he's already stretching an olive branch. We will continue to speak to both political parties to see how they could work with us to promote peace and social cohesion, because definitely just looking at the voting pattern, you see that another part, that's the north and part of the country, voted for the opposition largely. So we want to bring the country together and see how we could work in harmony.
The largest industrial manufacturing company in Europe, Siemens, has secured a new partnership with the government of Ghana targeted at deepening and expanding the study of science. We'll bring you details of this shortly in Business.
Hi, welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwao. The largest industrial manufacturing company in Europe, Siemens, has secured a new partnership with the government of Ghana targeted at deepening and expanding the study of science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics in Ghana. Through the German mission in Accra, the Siemens Foundation says it will promote STEAM education in basic schools across the country in order to promote the growth of Ghana's skilled labor. There's more.
The study of science, technology, engineering, arts and mathematics has been identified as a prerequisite for Ghana's industrial revolution and economic transformation. Already, the government of Ghana says it is scaling up efforts targeted at training young learners in all educational facilities to adapt to the changes in technology around the world. Identifying the need to support developing countries, German conglomerate Siemens AG says it has secured a new partnership with the government of Ghana targeted at deepening and expanding the study of science, technology, engineering, arts and mathematics in Ghana. Dr. Nina Schmidt is Managing Director and spokesperson of the Managing Board of International Siemens Foundation.
We are working here with a number of partners, most prominently, of course, with the local schools. We are working with the government institutions here. We are working with the German Chamber of Commerce and a couple of other organizations who help us to actually implement these STEAM programs at the local school level. Now, what's so special about this approach? It's actually an approach that's taking in the problem-solving skills of the students. So the students really learn to experiment, to try out different ways, different perspectives to create new solutions. Why is it so important when it comes to tackle some of the biggest problems of our time? For example, to deal with sustainability, to deal with climate change. We believe that STEAM education really lies at the root of all these issues. And if we have teachers basically teaching students, teaching young people how to use the STEAM approach in a creative, in an innovative way, this makes all the difference for society.
German ambassador to Ghana, Daniel Krul, says the latest intervention from Siemens AG will go a long way to strengthen the cooperation between Ghana and the German government.
As you are aware, Germany is a long-time partner in development cooperation with Ghana. We have the 3G focus areas, and one of them is growth for employment. And so it is about employability of the ambitious youth of this country. We have a strong partnership in the field of TVET. We just started a joint program with the European Union, the Ministry of Education and Employment, and our German Cooperation Implementation Agency, GIZ, 16 million in the field of vocational training. So German cooperation has been very active in the field of vocational training and skills development. If you ask me what is Siemens Stiftung doing, and you ask me to say it in one sentence, my answer is Siemens Stiftung is about convincing you that science is sexy.
The latest program will see many schools in Ghana receive technical training using cutting-edge technological devices in order to build the skill sets of young learners.
So in Ghana, what we do is to get teachers from the public schools. Mostly we have started with the basic schools. We provide them with a training, after which we supply them with a combo of apparatus and equipment, components, electrical components, across topic areas that fall under the Ghana Education Service syllabus. So the teachers have...
Now, the Josmon Group and its partners, the Asian African Consortium, have signed an MOU with the International Research Organization, International Rice Research Institute, for the production of improved rice seedlings for cultivation in Ghana. According to Josmon Group and AAC, there is a great opportunity in the rice value chain that needs to be explored for rice self-sufficiency to be realized in Ghana. The partnership is for scientific and technical collaboration for promoting and disseminating high-yielding, climate-smart and healthier rice varieties in Ghana. Here's more in this report.
According to data available, Ghana imports around $5 billion worth of rice into the country annually. This is because the local rice production is faced with several challenges, such as lack of access to capital and improved seedlings. To deal with the challenges, the Josmon Group and its partners, the Asian African Consortium, have decided to invest heavily in the sector and have now signed a memorandum of understanding with the International Rice Research Institute to boost rice farming in Ghana. Dr. Joseph Siawa Japon is a group CEO for Josmon Group.
For 60 years, we're planting rice. If we want to build on, we must be very careful because you judge us. So I want to just support Professor Bebu that not that we just want to rush in and then showcase. No, we are taking our steps and to make sure that things are on the right path.
He says funding for the equipment needed for the production of high-yielding rice seedlings have already been procured.
Equipment that can be used to produce more seeds. Immediately, the funding has been provided. He is to ensure that within 1 month, the equipment have been purchased in all these 4 sites, so that the requisite laboratory and the processes and most of the things that needed to have the seed being produced in abundance, that we can even go to 200,000 hectares or 50,000 hectares for a start, can be acquired.
Director General of Ghana's Center for Scientific and Industrial Research, Professor Paul Bosu, says the challenges confronting the agricultural development in Ghana will be over with this project by the Josmon Group.
Normally, the challenge has been the resource to develop these agricultural technologies and transfer to farmers.
And that's all in business. The news continues after this break.
Welcome back to Joy News Desk. Achimota School has resurfaced on the National Science and Maths Quiz battleground, lashing the opponents Lashibi Community SHS and Ebenezer SHS. The contestants are working to win a third NSMQ trophy at the national stage. Michael Ashali has more in the following report.
She will guide us all learning, so to learn that we may teach, so to subjugate ourselves that we may rule. Play the game, shout and name, spread her fame afar.
Two-time winners of the National Science and Maths Quiz, Achimota School is once again hungry for an NSMQ title after 19 years of drought. The closest they came to winning another trophy was in 2009, but fell short. In 2022, the school missed out on the nationals after a painful defeat to Laboni Senior High School in the regional qualifiers. Now, they are poised to reclaim their glory.
SO4, 4 minus.
That's incorrect. Achimota School for the bonus.
We have H2, SO4, 2 minus.
Simple.
Y is such that -8 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 2.
Perfect. Achimota School, your major question. You have y equals 5 plus 4 sine x.
Okay, so we have y is such that 1 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 9.
Exactly.
Play the game, shout her name, spread her fame afar. She's the head of all the hosts, she's the school of whom we boast, she's the glory of the coast, Achimota.
Well, after 4 rounds, it was Achimota School that was crowned the overall victor of the final contest on the second day in the Greater Accra region now. Well, you could say that they lashed Lashibi Senior High School, including Ebenezer Senior High School. But let me ask the gentleman that managed to do that for their school.
Well, we came prepared and so we delivered.
I see. But you also were up there from the beginning. How did it feel, especially at some points when Lashibi and Ebenezer were picking up points as well?
It felt a bit disturbing, but I was able to get back and then we were able to pick questions. So
I particularly noticed that you were sweating throughout. I mean, why is that really?
It's just normal.
It's normal?
Yeah.
I can only imagine what's going on in your mind.
Yeah.
I mean, your school hasn't been to the final since 2009, or? Yeah. 2009. That's been a very long time. The last time you actually won was 2004, nearly 20 years ago. I mean, what is the commitment from yourselves for this particular year's NSMQ?
So we'll be working hard with our teachers. So far, our teachers have been helping us together with the old students, and by God's grace, we've come this far.
And that's our wrap-up news desk this morning. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Log on to myjournline.com. There's more of the news of all the developing stories. See you again at 12.